Good evening, guests and fellow Toastmasters. A warm welcome to the joint Gabbys and Gabbys online meeting of Speech Marathon. I am Karthik V, your Sergeant at Arms for today. I'm sure you are excited as I am. Let me highlight few key points for our meeting. The meeting will be blocked for 2.5 hours and you're expected to stay for 2.5 hours. Your video should be on and audio should be off. Audio should be on only when you are called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restrictions on speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys online Toastmasters Club and Gabbys Club, however, we request all speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Also, urge you to be cognizant of the fact that we, as a club, practice diversity and inclusion in letter and in spirit, hence ensure there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones which create hostility and discomfort for members or guests. This meeting is being recorded and would be streamed on social media channels. If we don't have your consent for the same, kindly mention it to the Zoom master. You can mention it to me to pause the recording during your speech if you don't wish to put it on the social media. So we won't be able to edit the video once it is published on social media platforms. Now it is time for me to call upon the Toastmaster of the day. And today's Toastmaster of the day is none other than Toastmaster Sanjay J. So Toastmaster Sanjay J is working as chartered accountant. And let me tell you something about Toastmaster Sanjay. He is one of the active member of Gabbys who doesn't actually fear of any roles. He just goes and takes up the roles and he nails it like anything. Today, he's ready to nail the Toastmaster of the day role. So let me give the patent to Toastmaster of the day. Sanjay, over to you.
Thank you for such a warm welcome. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, that was Toastmaster Karthik, our Sergeant at Arms, for today's meeting. Can we have a big round of applause for him? A very good evening to all of you. It is my pleasure to be the presiding over the Gabbys Speech Marathon. I would like to welcome and acknowledge the presence of all the guests at our meeting. Dear guests and visiting Toastmasters, we appreciate you joining us. Due to paucity of time, we would not have an opportunity to have each of you introduce yourself. But we would love to know you. I would urge you to use the chat function to share a brief intro of yours. We will ask you to share your feedback at the end of the meeting. Also, please join the Gabbys guest WhatsApp group by scanning the QR code on our Zoom background. For the benefit of guests, I would like to state that Toastmaster is a home to people who wish to face their fear of public speaking. Not only that, if you love to connect and network with others, if you want to hone your leadership skills, the Toastmaster is the place for you. It is a safe place to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We are proud to carry forward this 100 years old legacy, which has spanned over 100 plus years, 100 plus countries, sorry. Basically, the Toastmasters meeting have three sections. The first section is the prepared speech. The second section is the table topics. And the third section is evaluation sections. Today, we will not have the table topics section. Esteemed participants and honored guests, today we have come together not only to show off our skills in speaking, but also to rejoice in the wonderful way we communicate. In this long series of speeches, we are not just putting words in row. We are actually creating a kind of fabric made of ideas, sharing bits of our inner shells and sparking the feelings of being inspired. Every single word we say should have the power to teach, convince, and bring us together, even though we have different viewpoints. Let the words we use They here help us understand each other better, reaching far beyond this moment. Let us get connected by beauty and impact of the words we speak. Today, we have the 7 speakers and seven evaluators, and followed by panel discussion. Before proceeding further, I would like to introduce one of the most important person in our team, the timer Toastmaster Maanvi Kumar. Maanvi Kumar, a biotechnologist turned into a psychology enthusiast, currently pursuing PGD in training and development from ISD Delhi. Apart from being a student, her keen interest lies in interacting with new faces and making friends. I would request Toastmaster Maanvi Kumar to tell all of us about her role as a timer for today's meeting. Toastmaster Maanvi Kumar, please unmute yourself and
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests present here. I am the timer of the meeting today, and as a timer, I'll be noting down the timings of all the prepared speeches, the evaluations, along with the panel discussion as well. So, for the timings, the journal prepared speeches of 5 to 7 minutes, for which I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. And for the evaluations, the journal time is 2 to 3 minutes, for which I'll show green card at 2 minutes. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, the yellow card will be shown, and at 3 minutes, the red card will be shown. For other speeches, the time will be noted as it is mentioned in the agenda. I'll show the timer report after whenever the TMOD calls upon. That was all from my side as the timer. Toastmaster Sanjay, the stage is all yours.
yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Maanvi Kumar, for telling all of us about your role and its importance. Now, let us proceed further, and which is the core of today's meeting, speeches. Are you all excited? Can I request all of you to come on camera and unmute yourself and shout out that you are excited? Let we all have excitements. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Thanks for such an excitement. The first speech will be given by Toastmaster Monica Ashwini. I would like to introduce Toastmaster Monica Ashwini. She is an MBA and a management consultant at Accenture Strategy. She is a book reader, a gardener by enthusiastic, a fitness freak, and a breaker. Before that, I would like to tell the purpose of the speech. Monica Ashwini is attempting her icebreaker from Visionary Communication, Level 1, Project 1. The purpose of this speech is for the speaker to introduce herself to the club and understand the basic structure of giving the speech. The timer, please note down, it is 4 to 6 minutes. It will be evaluated by Gihan. Gihan, Gihan is there, and now I will be reading the speech title. Monica's speech title is "I will go anywhere as long as it is forward." I will go anywhere as long as it is forward. Monica Ashwini, the stage is yours. All the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay. I hope you can hear me well.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Happiness. What does happiness mean to us? Contentment, satiation of our desires, achieving milestones, and what not. You know what? Achieving happiness is not the point. Instead, happiness is a beautiful byproduct of living a meaningful life. This was quoted by the minimalist. 10 years back, little did I know that this quote would result in a life-altering and a profound experience for me. A very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters. Today, I'll be giving my icebreaker speech, which is a chance for me to introduce myself to you all. For those who don't know me, I am Monica Ashwini. I'm a person made up of my past experiences, and I am here today because I am hopeful that this experience today will make me a better person tomorrow. So I'll just share an anecdote that I experienced recently. Recently, I participated in the table topics contest, and I was damn nervous. I was damn anxious when my turn came up. Anxiety was hovering all over my head. So I identify myself as a decent speaker, and I want to obviously improve in public speaking. So I prepared for my table topics decently. I was like, okay, I'll just go through Udly and prepare a few topics and speak randomly. So speaking on impromptu speeches or topics has been my biggest fear till now. It has always petrified me. And when the moment came to speak on a very easy or very simple topic, I faltered and disappointed my own self. I was very flabbergasted. I was surprised as if, how is it possible? I have cleared one path. I've given so many speeches. How is it possible that I failed here? And I can't even begin to explain you how disappointed I felt. I wanted to quit Toastmasters. I was like, okay, this is the end of the path. Next year, maybe I'll explore some other path and we'll see how it goes. But today, I'm standing in front of you and beginning my new path, that's visionary communication. This is my first speech of visionary communication, and this is my attempt to master my impromptu speaking skills to participate in the table topics contest next year. So let me take a moment to introduce myself to you again. It rather started 10 years back during my undergrad. I was leading a life of bedlam, sticking to the protocols. I was studying only for marks, for grades, and did not derive real meaning out of my career or the alliances that I formed. I did not have a vision to pursue my inclinations. That's when I got introduced to Hatha Yoga. And that transformed my life completely. And that's how I started adding meaning to my life and experienced the happiness byproduct. I define myself as an individual who straddles with discipline and structure. I like having structure in my life. I like doing things step by step. Through introspection, I have realized that I have rather chartered 3 red pills in my life that help me going in my life. So the first red pill that I would want to discuss over here is, what does success mean to me? And it can be alluded to all of us over here. What does success mean to you? For me, it means growing myself as an individual. It also means that I should refrain from all the clutter that's around me. And that clutter isn't only relegated to material things, gossip, or obligations or rituals. It's much more beyond that. So, thriving in my career and achieving my milestones professionally is one of the parameters of measuring success. And also, inculcating the art of empathy and being a learner throughout is another parameter to measure my success. What is the second red pill that I would want to share with you? Second red pill would be to rebuild myself, to work on my skills continuously. I wrote CAT thrice. I failed in my first 2 attempts. Finally, I cracked it in the third go. And today, I'm an MBA with around 4 years of experience post my MBA. And that's a major achievement for me. I have never been an athlete my entire life. I never used to be involved in sports. But today, I'm a marathon runner, and I can hold a plank for 3 minutes. That's another achievement for me. So the third red pill is, how do I address myself to take me away from the distractions that I face? I work out. I read non-fiction. I'm trying to write. I have a gardening blog as well. So all these activities keep me going and keep me away from the distractions that I face in my monotonous life. In the end, I would want you all to learn the fact that we all have flaws and we need to try and embrace our imperfections. This is a great platform to learn from the honchos of public speaking. So, as they say, there is no set moment in our lives that will define us. Every moment is a chance to change your life for better or worse. So, choose your path. Is it for the better or for the worse? Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica Ashwini. Can I request all to give applause by standing as it was the icebreaker speech here? It was a wonderful speech, Monica Ashwini. All the best and great opening.
Thank you.
Now we will be moving to the next speaker. Next speaker is Abigail Varghese. Are you there? Can you Toastmaster Abigail Varghese?
Hello. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Can you come on camera? Yeah. Right now, I will be introducing Abigail Varghese. Abigail Varghese is a dedicated educator and a researcher. He is an alumni of St. Stephen and is specialized in modern history. Has worked with Piramal Foundation, ex-assistant content manager and sub-editor of LXL Ideas. She is a mom, a foodie, and a movie buff. Now I will be reading her purpose of the speech. Abigail is attempting her level 1 project 3 from dynamic leadership, introduction to vocal variety and body language. The purpose of this project is for member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. The time to be noted is 5 to 7 minutes. It will be evaluated by Karthik Venugopal, Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal. Abigail Varghese speech title is Education, the Krishnamurti Way. The Education, the Krishnamurti Way. Abigail Varghese, the stage is yours. All the best here.
Good morning, guests and fellow Toastmasters. Today I'm here before you to talk about something very, very close to me. What is the kind of education that we deserve on a daily basis, or from the time we were starting to get educated? Is education just the thing which we get from school, or are we, educated right from our childhood? Children basically form trust from the period of 0 to 11 years. At 0 to 11 years, they form bonds with parents and teachers, and they start trusting everything they say. And from 11 years, they start becoming questioning, and they question and they start rebelling and everything. Jiddu Krishnamurti is an educationist, as an Indian philosopher who has been associated with the Theosophical Society, and later on has formed his own schools and ideas based on his philosophies and ideas of education. So what does he talk about? He basically talks about the education that allows us into self-inquiry. Why do we need an education that requires self-inquiry? Because why? We just need education that would enable us to be skilled technicians, isn't it? Well, that's what the British colonialists told us. The colonialists told us, we need a bunch of people who would know English, not question us, and only do things what we say. Yes, clerical employees, that's all we need. So we will educate them and tell them not to question us. Yes, that's the kind of education that we deserved according to the colonialist. But is it true? No. We deserve an education that would help us in self-inquiry, which has come up in NEP 2020 after 34 years, perhaps, after the formation of Indian independence. But the thing is, Krishnamurti states that we cannot disconnect ourselves with, we cannot get an education that is not deriving us to be self-inquirers and only to be, skilled laborers. If we are an IITian and still cannot address our own fears and cannot communicate emotionally in our personal life and in our social life, what use is that kind of education? He questions. I would not consider. He questions and asks, what basis is there in a subject matter based education, which is only focused on rote learning? Do we consider knowledge to be just, overburdening of information? Or aren't we actually destroying what the child actually needs? The kind of education that he proposes is, when a child comes into the room, he or she comes with a lot of curiosity, lot of passion, lot of want and need to know, need to explore. They say, for example, like child Anju comes in and tells her mom, you know what? I acquired a prize today for swimming competition. And then mom is like, what? Swimming competition? Focus on your maths exam. What is your score? Why are you even talking about swimming competition? Does it even matter? She breaks. That's the kind of thing which we're doing. We are putting every child to be under the screen of standardized exams and telling them, you're not good at this. Why? Are you addressing the interest of the child? No. You are not really addressing the interest of the child. You're enforcing your own patterns, your own conditioning. And this is what Krishnamurti questions. Like, why do you condition your children? You don't know your children. How educated are you as parents and teachers to tell that the children need to be educated? You need to help them discover themselves. The need for an internal kind of education where the head, heart, and hand can coordinately work. That's the kind of education that the child deserves, so that they can come from a novice stage to an excellent stage in what they actually like. Oh, what use is it if you are limiting a biotechnologist and telling, okay, you are not good at physics, you cannot, be the best at physics, you have to, because your scores are not good. Why don't you collaborate a biotechnologist? Let them work with an artist. Why not send them to MIT Design? Why not? Why don't you work with different design possibilities? That's what the solution-based people that we need, problem solvers. That's the kind of education that is needed in this volatile, sort of changing world. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abigail. Can we give a big round of applause? It was a very wonderful and powerful speech. Thank you very much. The next speaker is Toastmaster Preeti Jain.
Just a minute, Sanjay.
Yeah.
So, Toastmaster Priya. So, actually, you'll be evaluating Toastmaster Preeti. So, she has some emergency. So, she is going third, and Chitrakshi also has not joined. So, take over, Sanjay.
Okay. Then whom shall I?
You will call Preeti only. I just informed Evaluator Priya.
Okay. Means Priya will be the evaluator, no? Okay. Okay. Toastmaster Preeti Jain, are you there?
Yes, Toastmaster Sanjay, I'm there.
Yeah. Toastmaster Preeti Jain, I'll be introducing Toastmaster Preeti Jain. Toastmaster Preeti Jain is an ICF certified life coach and a corporate NLP trainer. Her mission is to inspire and empower the fellow individuals. She is an avid reader, a go-giver, a dancer at heart, and highly spiritual being. Now I'll be reading out the purpose of the speech. The Toastmaster Preeti is attempting her level 4 project 1 from presentation mastery, the managing difficult audience. The purpose of this project is for the members to participate, practice the skills needed to address audience challenges when he or she presents outside of the Toastmasters club. Please note, only the designated interrupters will be allowed to interrupt, others will be on mute. The timer, please take down, the time is 10 to 15 minutes. The evaluator will be Priya Rator. Priya Rator, are you there? Toastmaster Priya Rator.
Yes, right here.
Yeah. The Toastmaster Preeti Jain speech title is The Secret of Human Excellency. The Secret of Human Excellency, Toastmaster Preeti Jain. The stage is yours. Yeah.
Am I clearly audible and visible?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. What, according to you, is the secret of human excellence? And I'll request you to put your response in the chat box in one word. What, according to you, is the secret of human excellence? Oh, I'm so sorry. The chat box is disabled. So I'll request everyone, if few of the answers, please feel free to unmute and respond.
Smart and hard work.
Smart and hard work. Thank you, Toastmaster Samita.
I think the urge to keep growing.
Urge to keep growing. Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Anyone else? Okay. So the key to any transformation is awareness. And I request you to just be with me for next few minutes. Give your full attention to me. And so have you ever had the experience of being on a roll, the feeling that you could go no wrong? A time when everything seemed to go right. And there might be moments where you amazed yourself by doing something dramatic you never thought you could do, isn't it? At the same time, you could have probably had the opposite experience too. A day when nothing went right. When every step was wrong, every door was closed, and everything you tried turned out wrong. What's the difference? What's the difference? You are the same person, and you should have the same resources at your disposal. So why do you produce the dismal result one time and the fabulous results the other? You must have seen the best of athletes giving the worst of performance. What changes? They are the same. One go, they perform brilliantly well, and on the other, they do brutally bad. Let's understand this. I hope.
I think so. They were distracted. That's why they did not do well. So nothing to worry about. Next day they will do it properly.
Great. Thank you very much for your input, Toastmaster Samita. But let's understand it better. The brilliant performance at one time and brutal on another.
The other day, I saw a brilliant performance by Team India when they were playing against, which team was it? I think I'm forgetting, Afghanistan or Australia?
Great. So
it was Afghanistan, Monica.
Oh,
Toastmaster Monica and Toastmaster Karthik, I would love to listen to you about Afghanistan and India and the cricket match going on. But let's connect offline, and we'll love to talk about cricket. Isn't it? Thank you very much for your cooperation. I was talking about the brilliant performance at one time and brutal on another. We are the same. Then what's making the difference? NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, explains it beautifully. And allow me to take you all to the world of NLP today. The difference is in the neurophysiological state we are in. And the state refers to our mood or the feelings at any given moment. The key to our behavior is the state we are in. When we are in the great resourceful mood, we feel like winning the Mount Everest. And when we are not, we make the silliest of mistakes and lose the winning battle, isn't it? Yet you will
That's
all
okay.
agree.
Making mistakes is a part of life. I don't think you need to say it's a silly battle. What do you think, Karthik? I mean, come on, Karthik. Don't
Yeah,
you
yeah,
think
yeah. See,
this
I
is
can.
like the same thing?
I
I
Yeah,
totally
totally
Karthik.
agree with you, Toastmaster Joan. Making
John,
silly
actually,
mistakes are
sometimes I
quite
do mistakes,
human.
but I still make it up to that. But I'm not
I
sure.
really think that I'm going to be enjoying the World Cup really, really well now. I've
Yeah,
been
ma'am.
enjoying
This
it.
Saturday we have India-Pakistan match, ma'am. So please don't miss
Great.
it.
My
That is
dear
so interesting.
Toastmasters,
God, I don't understand why Indians are so obsessed with cricket. I don't get it. Like, it's just a sport. What is the big deal? I'm not a
so
cricket
my
fan.
dear
John,
Toastmaster Joan, Toastmaster Karthik, and DTM Usha, I really appreciate that the fever of cricket is all around, and you must be feeling like talking about it because the topic is all about mood. So thank you very much, and let's connect offline. I'll offer a cup of tea to all of you. Okay. Till then,
I'm talking
let's
about
go
my
ahead.
mood, so I think I can talk about it.
Pardon?
I'm talking about my mood, so I can talk about it.
That's true, you can, but let's go ahead with the speech tonight and we'll talk about the cricket later for sure, DTM Usha. So we all keep dwelling, and I want the attention back from each and everyone present here in the meeting.
Mood of cricket is all around, and yet you want us to pay attention to your speech more than cricket. I think it's so interesting that cricket is something that everyone's talking about, whether it is, Afghanistan match, or people are talking about the Saturday India-Pakistan match. I'm so
Definitely,
excited.
definitely. I
Why would
totally
you want us
agree
to
with
talk about it later?
Definitely, Toastmaster Chitrakshi, I totally agree with you, 100%. When the fever is all around, why do I need to talk about this speech? But for that,
Thank
we'll
you.
have
So,
to,
guys, listen,
but for
Toastmaster
that,
Preeti just agreed to me, and she wants us
yes,
to
I
talk about
agreed
cricket.
with you for sure. But just for
Talk about
that,
cricket, about the India-Pakistan match. Do you
of
think
course,
I
you
want
can
to
do
watch?
about
Let's
India-Pakistan
can we
match.
watch it instead of the Saturday meeting that we have? Oh, I don't think Karthik would start by then.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Chitrakshi. And I'll request that if you're so fascinated about the world of cricket, just one button, leave the meeting and switch on the TV, and you'll get all the updates of cricket, isn't it? Good.
Sorry, Toastmaster Preeti, but you can't talk to me like that, okay?
I'm
Even
extremely
if I want
sorry.
to talk about cricket, I have a speech to give after this. And if you tell me to leave, then how will I give this speech? TTM Usha will also have to leave. She came all the way from me, and you want me to leave the meeting? That is so not fair. The right TTM Usha Karthik, you're the VP Education of this.
I'm
How I
extremely
can
sorry. Yes, I'm extremely sorry. I don't want you to leave the meeting. But the one thing you can do, Toastmaster Chitrakshi, is that be there in the meeting, but you can mute and you can enjoy the updates from the cricket world. And that will be really good favor on me. Thank you very much. I hope you understand because you have another speech. The next speech is yours, isn't it? And I'm extremely sorry if I hurt you.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
You are so generous. You are so generous. Thank you very much. And at the same time, Toastmaster Usha, Toastmaster Joan, Toastmaster Karthik, really sorry if I hurt you, but still, I'll request everyone to pay attention because we are trying to learn something very useful, some very useful tips. Okay. So thanks for your patience and attention. And let's go ahead with the speech. I believe all of you are with me. So now we all keep dwelling with the empowering state. For example, confidence, love, peace, joy, excitement, etc. And paralyzing states like confusion, depression, nervousness, fear, anxiety, which leaves us completely powerless. So, what if we could just snap our fingers and go into the most dynamic, resourceful state at our own will? A state in which you are excited, you are success, and your body is crackling with joy. How will it be? And would you like to learn the tips? A raise of hands will show me that whether you want to learn the tips of managing your state. I'll appreciate the raise of hand if you are with me. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Priya and Karthik. You saved me today. And I can go ahead with my speech. Thank you very much. So, the difference between those who fail to achieve their goals in life and those who succeed is the difference between those who can put themselves in supportive state consistently And that's, my dear friends, is the secret of human excellence. For centuries, man has been fascinated by ways to alter his state and thus his experience of life, and thus the experience of his life. And for this, people tried various things. For example, fasting, food, drink, maybe smoking, hypnosis, chanting, and whatnot. But why to go that way when we have the quickest and magical ways in NLP to change our state? And let's understand this today. There are three quick ways. The very first way is internal representation, and that is what and how we picture in our mind, and what and how we say things are in our minds. Let me give you an example.
Pardon me, Toastmaster Preeti, but for someone who's undergoing anxiety or depression, that willingness to keep going is very difficult. I have seen friends of mine who have been through it, and that willingness to keep themselves alive and keep going, it's very difficult. It's almost next to impossible. So I'm not sure how will we proceed in your recommended path.
Sure, I totally agree with you. And I'll suggest that you learn these tips and, if possible, share it with your friend. It will help her to come out of the depression state quickly. And then, if you want to discuss more, I'm all there. Toastmaster Monica, right? Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I was saying that the internal representation, what and how we picture things in our mind, and what and how we say things in our mind is very important. For example, if I say a dog, the dog lovers immediately will say in the mind a caring, loving, furry dog. But one who doesn't like dog, they will see a picture of a barking dog, a saliva drooling, dirty, the one who bites. This is how we store the pictures in our mind. Second was what and how we say things in our mind. And we'll just see the example. Imagine I'm saying,
I love dogs, you know, they are my favorite creatures, and I have a really cute dog. So no, even when my dog is barking or biting, I always see him with so much love. It's not like that. I think your NLP can't talk about people thinking of.
Please don't talk about dogs.
Yeah, so both of you are proving my point, Toastmaster Chitrakshi and Chutma. No, you didn't hear me right, Toastmaster Chitrakshi. I said if you are a dog lover, whether the dog bites or not bites, the picture comes to mind is a loving dog. But if you are not a dog lover,
when I didn't love dogs and I saw dogs on the street, I never thought they would come to me. I
because
was
you are
very
a
scared
pet
of
lover.
dogs at
Because
one
time, yes. But try to understand that how we store the pictures in our mind. Because the moment you started talking about dogs, Toastmaster Usha started saying, "Don't talk about dogs," because maybe she doesn't
I
like
like seeing dogs only in movies.
Yes, I totally agree with you. So the point is that how are we storing the memories and the pictures, the visuals in our mind? So let me give
But
another.
I always have very good visuals. I'm a very nice and positive person, you see. So I only have very good visuals. Musha, why would you say don't talk about it? I think we should talk about everything, irrespective of what is happening in the world. And we should be good people, nice people, positive people.
I like seeing the dog in all the Barjatia films and all that. I like seeing them there. But
that's so nice. And Toastmaster
But
Chitrakshi, if you
that means
don't.
you're also a very nice person. You're a very positive person, DTM Usha. I've realized that. So, Toastmaster Preeti, I don't agree with your notion.
Sure,
This is
sure.
not how things
You
work.
have all the rights to.
NLP is telling you all the wrong things, okay?
Okay, sure. You have all the rights to disagree with me, and we all have that freedom of speech. I totally agree with you if you don't agree with me. Sure. And let's go ahead. The second point was about how do we say things in our mind. And just imagine I'm saying 10 lakhs. The way I'm saying 10 lakhs, it's creating a very small picture in my mind. Isn't it? As if 10 lakhs is a very small amount. But the moment I'm saying 10 lakhs, the picture becomes a little bigger, brighter, as if it's very important. So, my dear friends, I invite you that make the picture and sound of your problems, your stress, your losses, etc., very small in your mind. Create smaller pictures. But at the same time, create bigger and brighter pictures of your wins, celebrations, achievements, and the best of memories. This will always help you to be in the useful state. Second, and I'm moving ahead because the timer is showing that I'm on almost towards the end of this. So I'll come to the third point, which is very important, and that is a visualization. To change your state, the best way is the visualization. To tap into the resourceful state, you just have to tap into the most powerful memory. Think of the best of time. Recall your best, most authentic self, and you are in that zone of empowering state. Try it out. You are going to enter a meeting, an interview, or examination hall. You are feeling nervous. To shoo away those negative emotions and feelings, just recall. Breathe and recall those moments where you achieved, you win, you got everything. And you will see the magic within minutes. You are in a confident state. So, my dear friends, human behavior is the result of the state we are in. And that's the secret of human excellence. Over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Preeti J. It was an excellent audience management and excellent message. A big applause to Preeti J. Next, our fourth speaker is Toastmaster Chitrakshi. Toastmaster Chitrakshi, are you there? Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. Good evening. I'll be introducing the Toastmaster Chitrakshi. Chitrakshi is a triple path breaker in 9 months of her Toastmaster journey and a secretary of Toastmasters, Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Has empowered over 6,000 individuals to secure promotions, interviews, and excel in their visual and vocal communication with an adventurous spirit and a love for off-road journey. She fearlessly navigates life just like her trusty old Jeep. Driven by her passion for making a meaningful impact, Chitrakshi aspires to be positively transform the life of millions individuals by year 2033. Now I'll be reading her purpose of the speech. She is attempting her level 2 project 1 from innovative planning, understanding your leadership style. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify her primary leadership style or the styles. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of her primary leadership styles or discuss the leadership styles in general. It will be evaluated by Toastmaster Usha. Are you there, madam? The time will be 5 to 7 minutes. The speech titled it is blue Toastmaster Chitrakshi. Over to you, Toastmaster Chitrakshi. Yeah, all the best.
Why is the sky blue? Anyone? Can anyone answer that? Why is the sky blue?
Because it can't be black.
Okay. Why else do you think the sky is blue? Toastmaster Devashish.
I think because
TMOD of the day. Yes.
Because of some molecules which represents blue, gives us the blue picture. I mean, because of some molecules. Yeah, that much I know.
Okay. Toastmaster of the day. Yes, Toastmaster, please. Sorry.
Sky is blue because maybe the red color was over with God.
Okay. Toastmaster of the day. What do you think?
I have no knowledge about it.
Okay. Now, if you had asked me this question 6 years ago, I would have probably answered by saying, the sky is blue. Have you not understood science yet? It is blue because of the molecules, the gases that envelope the earth. But when you ask me this today, my answer is each of you is correct. because we all have our unique strengths, our unique points of view, and this is what makes us all a great team together. When I say this, I'm talking about my coaching style of leadership. When I started off as an image consultant, I knew things because everything was either described by science or somewhere proven scientifically, even the way we dress up, the clothes we wear, how we carry those clothes off, how we show everything to the world. And my first client came to me and said, "Hey, I don't feel very confident in my clothes." And I looked at him and said, I don't think you'll feel very confident. The way you're wearing your shirt is incorrect. The color of the shirt does not match your skin. The color of the shirt does not flatter your body. It's not camouflaging any variations, and it's not highlighting your best features. You know what happened with the client? Can anyone guess what happened with the client? Anyone? Any idea what happened with this client? What he would have said to me? Yes, Toastmaster Abigail.
The client ran away, got overwhelmed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He was already overwhelmed, and I left no stone unturned to make him feel even less confident about himself. And all he could do at this point of time was run away. He hired another consultant. I lost a client, and that's how I learned that it's not the right way when it comes to a profession such as mine. We are in the service industry. We ourselves are a product. We are ourselves impressionists, and we are the ones who serve the world. So when we go out there, there's no concept of right or wrong. There's no concept of left or right when it comes to an individual, a human being. There are laws, there is logic. All of that is appropriate. Helping others, distracting others, stopping others, whatever you want to do in life, it's all great. But right and wrong, how can that be the case in my field of work? In my field, I go out and meet someone. They might be a size S, a size 10, a size 12, a size 20, or a size 0. That is not my problem. The reason they all come to me is because they have major self-doubts in life. They are doubting each and everything in life. When they look at the sky, they understand that Delhi is a very polluted city, 160 plus AQI. That's suffocating. When they look at the earth, they feel, oh, look at the color of the sea or the ocean. It's so dirty. People have dirtied it. And when I look at them, all I can think of is, how can I show them that the sky is really blue? Or the sea is blue or black because they are not able to see it from the right angles or the gases are enveloping them. So when I went and understood year after year with my experience, my argumentative, authoritative, and dictatorship kind of leadership style turned into a coaching style. Now I look at people and I can only think of ways of showing them a solution and not showing them the problem. Every time I look at them, I'm not competing with them anymore. I'm not asking them to be the best. I'm just asking them to be comfortable in their own skins. So when someone comes to me from any profession in their life, where I work with people who are chief technical officers, chief financial officers, and so on, I don't ask them whether they're great at finances or their technicalities are sound. I quietly look at them and say, where are you facing the hurdle? What is stopping you from getting what you want? What is your goal in life? And finally, how can I help you? And when I say this, they turn around and look at the sky and say, hey, it's not black, it's not gray, it's actually blue. And that's how you change your life around and turn around and help people. With that, over to you, Toastmaster today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chitrakshi. It was an excellent speech. I learned a very important lesson, how we have to remove our self-doubt and see the greater picture in ourselves. Yeah, excellent speech. A wonderful, a big applause to Madam Chitrakshi. Yeah. Now I'll be moving to the fifth speaker, Toastmaster Devashish Parmar. Are you there, Devashish Parmar? Yeah. Now I'll be introducing Devashish Parmar. Devashish Parmar is a graduate from Bhawanipur College in Calcutta. Professionally, he is a chartered accountant working at EY. Devashish is fond of Bengali food and deeply rooted in his upbringing, as he has spent many holidays at his Nani's place. In his leisure time, he enjoys cooking and experimenting with various recipes and flavors. Beyond the kitchen, he is a Liverpool fan who loves playing football and badminton. Now I'll be reading out the purpose of the speech, what Devashish. Devashish is attempting level 3 elevative from presentation mastery. Connect with storytelling. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. The timer, please note down, the time is 5 to 7 minutes. It will be evaluated by Shrilakshi Hegde. Toastmaster Shrilakshi Hegde, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
One second.
Title.
1 second.
Yeah.
You can tell the title in meanwhile.
Yeah. The title of the speech is Toastmaster Devashish Parmar, the Liberation House. The Liberation House, Toastmaster Devashish Parmar. All the best, Devashish Parmar.
The sacred city of Varanasi, also known as Kashi, where spiritual and mystical presence of Lord Shiva is intertwined in the very fabric of the city. Kashi is not just a place, it is a belief, a place of salvation. It is a city, it is believed that the city itself rests upon the trident of Lord Shiva, which signifies the immense spiritual significance. In Hindu belief, it is said that if you take your last breath in Kashi, you kind of seem to get the fruit of Kashi, or Kashi love, or we can call it moksha. In this very place, there was a unique guest house which help you in this spiritual progress. And the guest house name is Kashi Labh Mukti Bhavan. It was founded in 1958 by the Dalmia family. The late mother of Jayadayal Dalmia, who was residing in Kashi during her last day, and she envisioned to have a place for the people who are not a resident of Kashi, so that they can find a place and stay there and get their moksha. But the very interesting thing about this Mukti Bhavan is that you can stay only for 2 weeks and prepare for this impending death. Beyond that, you are not allowed. I was kind of very fascinated, or curious rather, to know about the story of those people who are staying there, who have already agreed or aligned to the fact of the death coming, and they're anticipating it with the countdown. While I went there, I met a gentleman called Bhairavnath Shukla. He was the manager. He is the manager of that Mukti Bhavan from last 44 years. And he has seen close to 14,000 people living their soul. He has shared a very interesting story, which I was resonated deeply. Resolve all conflict. He shared a story about a Sanskrit scholar who was, he shared a story about he shared a story of a Sanskrit scholar named Ram Sagar. He was the eldest of the 5 brothers and he was closest to the youngest. One such incident happened that it went into a dispute between the youngest and the eldest brother. And that dispute went to such an extent that they had to draw a partition wall in the house they shared. But when Ram Sagar was approaching his death, he went to Mukti Bhavan and he asked on the 14th day that he wants to meet his brother and reconcile the differences because his heart was filled with heaviness. He called the manager Shukla to arrange a meeting with his brother because he knew that by 16th of the day he would depart. His brother came on the he met his brother came and he holded his hand and asked for forgiveness. He also requested to break down the wall which is standing in the house they share. And as they reconciled, both of them cried. As they in the midst of while they were speaking, Ram Sagar went silent. His face was calm and his soul had departed. This story would have found very fictional, but Bhairavnath or Mr. Shukla assured me that he come across this kind of story quite often in this Mukti Bhavan, where everyone carries the burden of unresolved conflict till the very end. At the end, when their journey is about to end, they remove those baggages. The interesting thing about this story that he said that it is not just to avoid the conflict. It is that when you have the conflict, you resolve it as soon as possible. You should not go to the bed without resolving the conflict. Because it's a good news that we are alive, we have chance, but the bad news is we don't know how long. So to conclude the story about this Salvation guest house is that the life is very fragile, and conflicts, if it is not resolved, will remain in our heart. It will make our heart very heavy. Our life lies with the closed one, and we like to share with our loved ones. So it is important that whatever the conflicts that we come across, we try to resolve it on day-to-day basis, so that our journey is not overweight with this unresolved conflict. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Devashish Parmar. Excellent speech. And I learned a new thing about Kashi and its importance. Very well said and very well narrated story. A big applause to Devashish Parmar. Now we will be moving to the next speaker. Toastmaster Samita, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah.
It's Sudharma, right? Sanjay, next.
Can you hear?
Okay. Sorry, Sudharma is there.
Sudharma is
Sorry for
okay. No.
Toastmaster Sudharma Priya. Are you there? Yeah. I'll be introducing Sudharma. Toastmaster Sudharma stays in Sri Lanka and is a fellow chartered accountant. She has an MBA from a renowned University of Sri Lanka. She is interested in learning new things, getting to know new people, and traveling to new places. Now I will be telling the purpose of the speech. Toastmaster Sudharma is attempting level 4 project 1 from leadership development, leading your team The purpose of this project is for the member to lead a small team to the completion of the project. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience leading a team. The time to be taken is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan, are you there? Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan.
Yes. I'm here.
You will be evaluating her.
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah, the title of the speech, Sudharma, Toastmaster Sudharma, the followers, Sudharma, Toastmaster Sudharma. Over to you, Sudharma. All the best. Yeah.
How many of you have attended stock takings? How many of you? I am sure Toastmaster Sanjay and Toastmaster Devasish definitely have attended. For others, I will tell the details. Toastmaster of the day and my dear fellow Toastmasters. In 2015, 7th July, I joined my first company, Narika Group, Vattala, Sri Lanka, as a group accountant. There were a lot of challenges for me to face as a newly accountant. One of the biggest challenges was annual stock taking. For that moment, that company had never done a proper stock taking. There were 30 staffs. I had to assign each staff to that stock taking activity. For that, I have attended an initial planning meeting. I will tell you how I led the meeting, what are the challenges I faced, as well as what are the experience I got from that stock taking. First, as I mentioned, I planned an initial planning meeting with managers. It was decided to take the stock counting within 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all weekend. Then stock count date was came. The staff were joining with us by 8:30 a.m. I addressed the staff. Counters, please see the stock prices and name carefully. Please mark the items at right corner with marker. Writers, please don't write blindly with counters. Please double check with counters and write. After completing 5 sheets, you should give the 5 sheets to Mrs. Nisansalati. Enter stock. The stock counting was started. Then, while going stock counting, I started to pass stock journal entries to system to make the stock zero in the system. After that, although there were some supervisors to see the completeness of stock taking, I went all over the floors to check whether they were taking the stock counts correctly. I instructed them to take the damaged stock in separate sheets, as well as I randomly checked whether are there any missing stock also. After finishing 5 sheets by each counter, I instructed to give them to system entry. I replaced that stock takers with other stock takers to continue the process. Just after finishing the stock count, I observed 30% of stock were entered to the system. That was a successful stock taking activity. Then, what are the challenges I faced? First one, my age. At that time, I was 26. More than 50% of my staff were older than me. I had to use my voice power and technical knowledge to overcome them and keep them on track. Other challenge, it was a weekend. It is very difficult to keep the employees on long weekends with the office. Then we make a solution for that. What is that? We arrange dinner, lunch, refreshments, as well as transport facilities to keep them with energy. Other challenge was the stock was not corrected. Then we have to calculate each item stock. Then, as a solution, I assigned another person to calculate the stock's cost by using Microsoft Excel and re-upload. Then time was saved. The stock count was finished within 2 days. Then what are success factors? First one, our staff was very energetic, enthusiastic because it was a new task to them. They were with me all the time and got the new knowledge. That was the first factor. Second one, I didn't allow any person to be isolated. I assigned each person a task as per their capacity. Even a labor has the work to do. I worked with them with the flow. I counted, rechecked, double checked, entered, and I cleared their doubts within the time. They had no matters and queries after the stockouts. They know the procedure. Those are the success factors. Dear Toastmasters, today I am not in that company, but they have to take 5 to 6 annual stock takings in 6 companies. They are not struggling now. They can do the stock takings peacefully and they know how to assign tasks fairly to each member of the company. What I think was true leader don't want to available in the company. If they could taught the followers to right path, they will follow the path. Then with the absence of the leader also, they will perfectly done the work. For example, Lord Jesus, Lord Buddha, Nelson Mandela, Singapore President Lee Kuan Yew, they are no more in this world, but their followers are going through the path. You don't want to be a boss in the team, but even if you are mother, father, brother, sister, even if you are friend, you can lead your youngers and colleagues to right path. Even if you will not be available in this world, your followers will follow you and will live a perfect life. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster Sudharma, that was an excellent speech. You had set the whole process in line so that work does not suffer. Very excellently narrated. A big applause to Toastmaster Sudharma. Yeah, thank you. Now we will be moving to the other speaker, Toastmaster Samita K. Are you there, Madam Samita?
Yes, I am there.
Yeah. I'll be introducing Samita K. Samita has 30 years of experience in academy as a principal and now as a trainer. She is a mother of 2 wonderful children, and one of them, her son Saurik, introduced her to the Toastmaster, and yes, she is another speech crafter who is now all set to become the Toastmaster. Samita says, I am enjoying the journey, looking forward to the process of becoming the captivating speaker. Now I'll be reading the purpose of this speech. Toastmaster Samita is attempting the path breaker from presentation mastery. The purpose of this project is for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of entire path. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of her growth during the completion of the path. The timer, please note down. The time is 10 to 12 minutes. Akshay Singh, DTM Akshay, are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Yeah, DTM Akshay, you will be evaluating the Toastmaster Samita. The speech title is Samita, the Toastmaster Samita. All the best. Over to you, madam.
Am I visible and audible?
Yeah.
How many of you write your diary? Can you show me by the raise of your virtual hand? Yes, I can see Toastmaster Sanjay, Toastmaster Akshay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I also write diaries, but today I am going to go back some 2-3 years ago and take up some pages of my diary and read it out to you. First entry that I'm going to read for you is December 7th, 2020. Dear Pooh, where is my life going? It is all so mundane. I do not like this online space. Everyone is going online. Should I challenge myself, Pooh? No. I will wait. This corona period will definitely get over and then I can go back to my original space. What is speaking? What is teaching if not students around you looking into a camera and speaking? No, that is not my cup of tea. December 15th, 2021. You know who? I don't think so life will be the same again. How I wish I could get an online club or maybe a club near my house or somewhere where I can practice my speaking skills. It has really become a long time. Oh, how I wish. July 2022. Who? Shoaib came and told me there is something called as a Toastmasters club where they practice speeches. He was encouraging me to join one. Where do I stay? Here, there is not a single mall. There is no good place to eat. It is a big village, literally. Who will have a club here? December 2022. Oh my God. I found a place. Eureka, Eureka, I found a place. But you know, it is 70-75 kilometers away from my home. So what? Who do you remember? I used to take Shoaib for his movie when he was shooting for his movie or when he wanted to attend those dance classes. I had gone every single day. But do you think I'll do it for myself? No, I don't think so. No, this is not something which I'll do for myself. What to do? And then I get a news. Who? Speechcraft is being organized and it is online. I am sitting in Varanasi right now. Thank God for giving me this opportunity. I was grinning ear to ear. I was on a trip with my friends. They are looking at me, wondering what has happened to this lady. But I was a little frightened inside. What will happen? Can I do it? Then I remembered, let me do something. Something which is a little more difficult than speechcraft. And then I will feel confident. So I decided tomorrow, I'm going to go and take a dip in Ganga. Remember 10 years ago in Gangotri, I was sitting and like a fool, I did not have the courage to go and take a dip because I felt it was cold. I felt I cannot go and change my dress in the open. Today I'm going to do. Tomorrow I'm going to do that. Not today. Tomorrow I'll do it. And then November, last week, tomorrow is starting speechcraft. I'm excited, frightened. Let's see. December 2022, 17th. A few sessions of speechcraft is over. Oh, I'm so excited. This way it is structured, I loved it. You know what? Sir Nagesh, he's taking this whole session calm, composed. His voice is so soothing. And then bang on evaluation. This is making me so excited. Every single day, I'm getting ready that yes, this is the evaluation. I should be ready. Next day, I should perform better. Of course, DTM Saurabh Datta also came and spoke to us. DTM, what does that mean? No idea. I have to figure that out. But he's such a good and captivating speaker. I hope I want to be like him. I want to speak like that. Then I spoke to the officers. Wow, Priyanka, Nancy, their way of speaking is so different. That made me wonder, even Dhwani, such a lovely voice she has. If my teachers could have this sort of speaking skills, my school would be really great. Wishful thinking indeed. Yeah, I know. But see, wishes do come true. I got speechcraft, isn't it? One PS. Who in all these sessions, one day there was no electricity. One day, my laptop did not work. One day, there was no connectivity. Yes, I guess I am in the right path. July 2023. Yes, yes, yes. Eureka. Online, Gabbys online. I finally got a club where I can practice my speaking skills. But again, you know what? They are all from Bangalore, IT hub. I stay in this village. Can I do it? Do not worry, do not worry. Who? Let's try it. One step at a time. That is what I want. August 2023. Oh, I did a great mistake. I used ChatGPT and the words were so difficult. I could not deliver my speech properly. I'm feeling so bad. But one good thing happened. I sat and I took a good look at myself. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Let me play according to my strength. Yes, and that is what I start doing. Really, I promise you, next time I will be much better. In this Toastmasters club, they have roles to take up. I was wondering what to do. Suddenly, our VPE, Karthik, he gives me a call. Ma'am, will you take up the role of a timer? Timer, yes, cards to show. Okay, fine. Yes, Karthik, I will do it. I promised to myself, the next time Karthik gives me a call, I'm going to say yes to all the roles possible. I need to do it. Come on, I can do it. So the timer role. Oh, you know what? I wrote down all the timings. I did not know how to post it in the chat. I did not know how to share it. Shame on you, Sammy. Shame on you. You should have learned that. Doesn't matter. Another meeting, I'm going to learn, I'm going to post it. The journey is quite interesting, isn't it? I'm learning to speak better. And what? All the evaluations are helping me. I was a speaker who spoke so fast. I knew it. And now I speak slowly. I take pauses. And then came the TMOD role and the grammarian role. But that I did quite well. I'm happy with myself. October 2023. Eureka, eureka, eureka. Today I've done something which I'm very proud of myself. You know, in life, what happens? Everything comes together. So obviously, my training sessions and the meeting and everything came together. That day, I was very tired, mentally, physically. Things went beyond my control. When I thought about delivering the speech, it was an 18 to 22-minute speech. My hands were itching towards the mobile phone to make that one call and say, I want to talk. I took a moment and thought, all these people working behind, they work so hard to make these meetings a success. Yes, I am not in the right frame of mind. Yes, I am not prepared the way I usually am. But shouldn't I at least try? Why should I give up? I stood my ground. When I stood up to speak, I thought maybe I'll be speaking only for 5 minutes. But guess what? This speech was something very close to my heart. And I went on speaking. I'm so proud of myself. I pushed myself today. Yes, this made me think, really, are we capable of what we think, or are we capable of much more? I need to work on that and really discover my strength. October 2nd, who I have enrolled for table topics. Just a quick reminder. 5th October. Yes, my sessions and table topic, everything is together. I just finished the table topic and I rushed towards my training. Anyway, none of the days have I ever won anything, even in the meeting, so no pressure at all. Leisurely, in the evening I opened, and lo and behold, I have won the second prize. Oh my God, how is that even possible? I was happy. Then I remembered the people who are starting out, those fellow Toastmasters, please remember, one step at a time, keep on giving your speeches, enroll for all these contests. It makes you better. I am the living example of that. And then it was the time where I have to give my pathbreaker speech. You know who? I'm excited. In 2020, I did not know what to do. 2021, I did not know where to go. And 2023, October, I'm completing a path tomorrow. Don't you find that wonderful? I am very excited for this. I know today DTN means distinguished Toastmaster. I know triple count. I know all the jargons. I know how to help people. I know how to be a timer, how to be a grammarian. And one last entry of my diary, that is December 2025. Eureka, Eureka, I have finally become an accredited speaker of Toastmasters. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samita. It was an excellent speech. Can I ask everyone to stand up and applause as it is a pathbreaker speech? Before taking a break, we will have evaluation section for as a Toastmaster. DTM Usha want to leave, so say some emergency. So, Madam, are you there?
I'm here, Sanjay.
Yeah, I will be introducing you. Then you can do your evaluation. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, 1 second. DTM Usha Uday Shankar is a passionate Toastmaster for 20 years with a quest for learning. Over to you, Madam. Yeah.
Thank you.
One second,
Timer, before you start the time,
yeah,
I just want to say sorry to Preeti. Preeti, that was just part of the speech. So I didn't want to interrupt your speech at all. I was actually enjoying your speech and I loved your patience. Timer, you may start now, please. Can I know the timings for Toastmaster Chitrakshi's speech, please?
Toastmaster Chitrakshi took 5 minutes and 49 seconds, ma'am.
Okay, because I didn't see the green card. That's why I wanted to recheck with you. I didn't see the green card coming up, but it's okay. You say if it's 5 minutes, 49 seconds, no problem. All right, is Chitrakshi here?
Ma'am, actually, Chitrakshi had to drop off due to some network issue. So she said
there.
okay. She's there. She's joined back, I think. No, she's not there. Yeah, that's what. She dropped off due to network issue. There is a power cut. She told she will see the recording, ma'am. So you can go ahead with
no problem. Yeah, thank you so much. Timer, you may start now, please. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for that beautiful introduction. Chitrakshi V, she was attempting her level 2, project 1 on innovative planning, understanding your leadership style. The speech title that I read, it's blue. I couldn't understand what she was going to be talking about. But when I heard her starting her speech with a question to the audience, why is the sky blue? I realized that she was on a totally different tangent and she was going to come back to the topic with a bang. So I really love the way she started her speech. So Chitrakshi, congratulations on the way you started your topic and with a question to the audience. That created an instant rapport with the audience and an instant connect with the audience. So thank you for starting your speech with that question to the audience. Second, I'd like to congratulate you on that fantastic vocabulary that you have. Great language, great use of words, and you had the audience with you throughout your speech. If I'd like to give you a few recommendations, let me start with the first one, because I always go by what I heard, what I saw, and what I felt. What I heard a very confident speaker standing and speaking to me. What I saw, again, the audience were with her. I was with her throughout that speech. What I felt now, I'd like to tell you is maybe you could have started out with the different leadership styles that Toastmasters International offers. There are 4 to 5 types of styles, and then come back to what style you were in, that is dictatorship, and how you moved on to your coaching style. That, because you had enough time, you still had almost 2 minutes in your speech time, 5 to 7 minute speech. So maybe you could have spoken about the leadership styles offered by Toastmasters International. It's a very beautiful video that you get to see there. So if you could have done that, given the audience a brief as to what are the leadership styles that we can have, and then tell that how she connected with her co-workers or her colleagues, the dictatorship style, and then how she moved on to the coaching style, and how the whole scenario changed. When you have to speak about the other styles and then come back to these two, it makes a lot of difference. Audience understands that, yes, these are the styles. She was in this style and now she moved on to the other. Otherwise, I thought you had great experiences, great audience connect, great stories that you gave us. But keep reading the objectives a little more in detail, and I'm sure you have great potential to be a fantastic Toastmaster Chitrakshi. All the very best. Over to you, Toastmaster Viri. Thank you so much. I'm actually attending this meeting from a friend's house whom I'm visiting now. Yeah. I had already committed to this. That's why I had to come and attend. So now I'm free to leave. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Usha, for excellent. Yeah. Now, I think so. Toastmaster Chitrakshi has joined, so she can, if she want to say something, she can.
Where is she? I can't see her. Chitrakshi? I think you can see the recording. Chitrakshi, yeah. Will start the time again.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be moving. Thank you.
I will chat with her.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, sir, Suresh, Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Sir, I will be introducing you. Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan will be evaluating Sudharma, Toastmaster Sudharma. Suresh Madhavan is a retired corporate executive, Toastmaster for 4 years, finished one pathway. Sir, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. You know, one of the first things that we as speakers, when we come up on stage, one of the things which we strive to do is to try and establish a connections with our audience. And today, my target speaker, Sudharma P, has achieved this in a variety of ways. What I liked most when she started out was that she had a very clear and a very definitive approach on setting out her leadership styles and about the project, which she did. And the setup was so clear and it was so defined. And she took us through the gamut of stock taking and how she had built a team around her and how she motivated the team to take her to achieve what she actually had in mind or the goal which she had set. Toastmaster Sudharma has a very engaging speaking personality. She speaks very clearly. She has definitely read the project and she has fulfilled whatever the objectives of the speech required her to do, and all the boxes are ticked. I have a couple of recommendations though for Toastmaster Pereira, and one of them is that at one place you said that you used your voice power and your technical knowledge to get your way over employees who are older than you. Now, I'm not so sure that if this is an ideal technique by using your voice power or your technical knowledge to browbeat somebody who's older than you. I think a more collaborative approach where you would have explained what your goal is or where you intended to take the team, if that was spelled out clearly, then probably you would be able to carry all sorts of people with you, people who are younger than you, people who are older than you, and people who are smarter than you, and people who are not smarter than you. I think that would be a more collaborative approach rather than using voice power and your technical expertise. Then the other thing which I noticed, which you might have incorporated, I think there was an opportunity for you to give feedback and improvement to the people or the team with whom you worked. So I didn't see that coming in your speech. So I think that is a very vital cog in this whole setup of leadership and how a project can be achieved. I did not find that. I think you missed an opportunity. And another opportunity which might have been missed is you never spoke about delegation. Now, in order for a team, however small it is, in order to achieve a goal, one needs to delegate. And you never spoke of delegation. I'll wrap up my evaluation by saying that it was a very engaging speech. The purpose of the speech was achieved. Speak very well, very self-assured, very confident speaker. You know how to use the format of online speaking. You were looking at the camera, you were well lit. So all those things came together very well. And I'm really looking forward to hearing more speeches from you in the coming days. And good luck to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Excellent evaluation, Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan. A big applause to Sir. Now we will be breaking for 5 minutes and then we will be having a panel discussion. Toastmaster Karthik, shall we break?
Yeah. Sanjay, I think what we can do is it's already time up. You can start the panel discussion. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Please do. There is no need of break.
There's an evaluation. My evaluation is remaining.
Yeah. We'll take up after the panel discussion. Yeah.
So Toastmaster Priya, actually, Toastmaster Suresh and Toastmaster Usha had some emergency, so we had to take them at first.
Sure.
Actually, evaluations will happen after panel discussion. Thank you. Yeah, you can start the panel discussion, Sanjay.
Yeah. For this panel discussion, Devayani Nair, are you there, Devayani Nair? Toastmaster.
Yes, Toastmaster Sanjay, I'm here.
Yeah. I'll be introducing her. Devayani Nair further would describe her as a jack of all trades, master of none. It is as if this proverb was tailor-made for her. She is Devayani Nair, is an 18-year-old currently pursuing a bachelor's in political science and economics. The main motivation behind this choice of degree is her passion for talking. Another endeavor she wholeheartedly enjoys is dancing, and she frequently participates in college fest. Devayani Nair is attempting her level 5 elevative from presentation mastery. She will be moderating a panel discussion. The purpose of this project is for members to apply her skill as a public speaker and a leader to facilitate a panel discussion. Panelists will be Devdutt Nair, Babu GS, Devika Naren. It will be a timer. It will be time for 20 to 40 minutes. It will be evaluated by John Joseph. Are you there, Toastmaster Joane?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Now I'll be reading the title of the speech. Devayani Nair, Toastmaster Devayani Nair, the learning the landscape, navigating this homeschooling versus traditional schooling. The learning the landscape, navigating the homeschooling versus the traditional schooling. Toastmaster Devayani Nair. Over to you, Devayani Nair. Please, the stage is yours, and you can invite the panel discussion.
Yes. Thank you so much for the introduction, Toastmaster Sanjay. So good evening, Toastmasters, esteemed guests, and especially my panelists. I welcome you all to this thought-provoking discussions on the topic traditional schooling versus homeschooling. So today we are gathered here to delve into the intricacies of these two distinct approaches to education and to explore the various factors that influence a student's learning journey. As we all know, education is a cornerstone in our society. It plays a pivotal role in shaping the future of any student. The choices we make regarding their educational paths are of very, very great significance. So we have traditional schooling and homeschooling that are very prominent alternatives. So in our quest to gain a deeper knowledge in this, I would love to introduce you to my panelists. So please help me welcome them for today. Our panelist number one, we have Mr. Babu GS. He has over 14 years of experience in software engineering, design, and testing experience and is currently working in IBM Consultant. In his free time, he is a chess coach, a chess tutor, and an enthusiastic badminton player. He's a father of 2 kids. And panelist number 1, Mr. Babu, would you like to share some few words to the Toastmasters? You can greet them. And yeah, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Devayani and rest of the Gabby Toastmaster team. I really thank you all for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. So I hope we are going to have a very healthy discussion in coming minutes. Thank you for this opportunity. Over to you, Devayani.
Thank you so much, Mr. Babu. My second panelist is Miss Devika Naren. She is a mom to a 10-year-old boy who has always been homeschooled. She works with her husband in a home-based software consultancy, and she says that her child lives and learns with them. They love to travel to nearby places, explore history, culture, and science and whatnot. And with her husband, they do vintage car restoration as a hobby. And she believes that our children have a right to determine for themselves what a beautiful, meaningful, and successful life looks like. My panelist number 2, Ms. Devika, would you like to come on camera and share a few words with us?
Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much, Devyani, for inviting me to speak on behalf of homeschoolers. Welcome to all the other members. I think you're all Toastmasters members over here. And I really heard some of the speeches and I'm really inspired. Thank you so much. And as Devyani introduced, I'm a homeschooling parent for almost 10 years. I say that because my son is 10 years and we don't believe schooling or academics to be anything apart from what life really gives us or what really living means. So I would say that I'm a homeschooling parent for 10 years. And it's been a really eye-opening journey for me. The reason I homeschool also started with my own education, where I find so many flaws, which has reflected, unfortunately, in the choices that I've made. But at the end of my education, the fag end of my education, I did get an opportunity to be what is called unschooled in my graduation time. And that is the one particular time that I really experienced what learning is. And that's the only classes I still vividly remember each and everything that happened. All the other years of learning, how many years? So many years of academic learning. What did I take back? Not so much, maybe a little bit here and there. But this was really an eye-opener for me. And then once I had my child, I was quite sure that that's the path I was going to take for myself. So that's the introduction I would like to
Thank
give.
you so much, Ms. Devika. We're so excited to hear what you have to share about the topic. And finally, our third panelist is Mr. Devdutt. Devdutt is currently pursuing his 10th grade in National Public School, Bangalore. He is a math fanatic and loves to do theatre. He holds a level 5 certificate from the Trinity School, London in drama and theatre. In his free time, he cheers on his favorite team, the Man City. Devdutt, would you like to share a few words before we delve into the panel discussion?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here. As a student, I mean, it's really cool to be between all you adults. Sorry, Toastmasters. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me here, Toastmaster Devyani.
Thank you so much. So, as we explore into the complexities of the education in the 21st century, let us just keep in mind that the ultimate goal here is providing the best possible learning experience for people. So I hope we can begin the discussion now. Yeah. So my first question is to my panelist number 1, Mr. Babu. What are the primary reasons why you chose traditional schooling for your children over homeschooling? Most people say that going to a traditional school prepares students to the real world. So how do you think that sending your kids to a traditional school help them prepare for a life beyond the classroom?
Okay, Thank you for a nice question. So I was brought up in a normal traditional school, which is basically a government school. And I used to have a lot of friends who are come from different varied societies and economic backgrounds. So one of the key things I would tell about traditional schooling is people connect. So we get to meet a lot of people from different strata of the society, which will help me to deal with fewer real life situations while interacting with people. So people connect is something I really would like to call out very clearly in terms of the traditional schooling. And obviously I will get to play with, make a lot of new friends and play with them, which I may not be able to do if I am in a very different way of schooling. So that is one thing. And second thing is that some of the few syllabus that we follow in traditional schooling, they equip you to go for higher studies and also appear for competitive exams. So probably those things are built into that particular curriculum and help me do my higher studies or also go for job oriented things later. So these are the few things that comes to my mind, Devan.
Thank you for sharing that with us. So, I think when we think of traditional schools, we all definitely think about the fixed curriculum and, the social interaction to it. So my next question is to Ms. Devika. Again, I think when it comes to homeschooling, we come in with a lot of assumptions because it's not a very common thing in our daily lives, right? So please tell us how a day in your son's life actually looks like. How does homeschooling work? And how do you assess your son's progress and proficiency?
Okay, let me start out by telling you that when we are homeschooling, we are not living in four walls like in a school where there are fixed number of children, the same children from the first standard to 10th standard, the same teachers, the same environment. It's different. It's not like that here. With our homeschool children, we have a big community in Bangalore as well. Our children are living with us, so they come to us with us to the banks, to our offices, to the insurance agencies, to the hospitals, to schools, to factories, to museums, to exhibitions, whatnot. So we get to meet an array of people, the real world people, that's where world happens. That's where things happen. It's not a secluded place like in a classroom, which is one of the reasons why, you can hear so many people, scientists and many other people, if you look at them, like, for example, let's take Newton, for example. The reason why he preferred or he blessed the plague was that he didn't have to confine himself to Cambridge, but he could be at home and he could be in his village, little village, that environment that he grew up in, and maybe a more familiar place. And, he could spend a lot of time working on optics and calculus, without which we would be nowhere today. So that's one thing. And if you ask me how my child's day goes, we don't have fixed routines, or we don't have fixed regimens. Like in a school, you have from this time to this time, this period, and the next period, and the next period, like that. We don't have it at all like that. But each day is different for us. But we do have interests. Like, for example, my child is interested in different kinds of music. So he does Hindustani and he does Western classical and things like that. So his classes also go on. That is fixed because that depends on the teacher that he has. But all the other times, it's going out with us. We have some work to do. We have a client to meet, or we have a bank manager to meet. So he's there with us. He's always there with us. When it's time for us to lunch, we prepare lunch together. That's another big thing, being in academics all the time is not about life, right? So our child takes part in planning the food with us, planning the shopping with us, cooks along with us. So if I leave him for a day by himself, I don't do that. But if I did, he does know how to get fetch food for himself. prepare food for himself. So he knows how much he wants to eat and what he wants to eat, etc. Another big advantage is that we are not tied to, like, we're not tied to a particular, we don't have to be ready by 9:30 in the morning or 8:30 in the morning to go. So my child is sure that he's rested well. And that's very important. In the name of academics, unfortunately, we have left our natural instincts behind. We are losing our sleep over homework, over trying to balance with play and work, trying to preparing for exams or studying for the sake of writing an exam, kind of regurgitate for the exam, I would say. And learning has become more of, a rote thing rather than learning for your own pleasure and for your own use. You understand what I'm saying? So once you take off that factor of not having to learn because you have to prove it to somebody or because you have to compete with somebody, we turn our thinking in a completely different way. You understand? Our child doesn't have the pressure to learn or mug up things just to throw out for the exam and then forget it the next day. So he knows that he's going to study what is useful for him right now. For example, he knows that he's going to help us with, let's say, one of our vintage cars has a clutch problem. So he understands that my husband would show him that this is how it has to work and this is how it is. And he takes part in it. And then he asks, what is this pressure valve? Or how does air pressure work? Or how does a fuel injector work? And he knows that because he is interested in it, because he knows that it's something that he is going to use down the line. So when you come to a self-directed learning, things completely change from what is in the traditional setup. It's more child-directed. It's not at all the didactic way of learning where there is a teacher and the teacher is imparting to a group of children. They're not empty vessels to fill their minds up. They are individuals, they're opinions they have, which should be respected, I feel. So I'm advocating or I'm standing up for the child's right to know his true self, to know how he learns, what he wants to learn, and when he wants to learn. And every child's brain grows in a very different, it's different way, in a different timeline. All children are not going to learn math the same way. Some child may take up to, 14 years of age to really understand mathematics the way it has to be understood. But that's okay too. It doesn't mean that at that time he's going to be only starting with this addition and subtraction. By that time, his brain would have matured enough to reach what is actually taught in a 9th standard level in a school at that time, even though it is slow. So the gradient may be a little low, but they will reach up there. And I have enough proof for it to show because I did not use any kind of phonics or all the other method of learning how to read, which I find is a little ridiculous. I don't want to, pull down anybody or any particular methodology. Let me put that disclaimer. But I would like to tell you that when the child is learning naturally, they will learn things what they have to learn. And the trust is that important thing which I feel that a homeschooler should have or a homeschooling parent should have in the system. If that doesn't work, it doesn't work with everybody. I will not advocate everybody to go on and, suddenly go and on a cold turkey go and homeschool. It requires a lot of understanding, seeing how your child grows, seeing how your child learns, what interests they have. All those things need to be evaluated over a length of time before you can actually, successfully homeschool. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Devika.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'll go to the next panelist and we'll come back to you. So like work in a cycle. Yeah. She really put out a lot of heavy points there, like learning for knowledge versus learning for marks. And especially the timetable question it's pretty thought-provoking. So my next question is to my third panelist, Devdutt. So in traditional schools, just as Ms. Devika said, you have a fixed timetable and a fixed curriculum. So as a student, do you think it's a healthy environment for you? Do you think it affects the way you study and the way you learn? David.
Yeah, so in school, we have fixed timetables, 9 periods a day, particular timings for each period. And then and during the periods you can't really talk to anyone because apparently it's not allowed. You're not allowed to socialize. And you get only some 30-45 minutes to just talk to people. So what I feel the school timetable is teaching you is not what life is, but it's more like how to do a job. Because in jobs, when you are in all jobs, you have your particular timetables. You have a fixed schedule, and you have some particular work to complete, and that is very similar to the syllabus we have in school today. And this syllabus which we have in school, it doesn't teach us anything. It teaches us stuff from the 20th century. This textbooks, all these textbooks are made in 1999. People of the past decade have probably read the same textbooks. So they're not adding anything new to the textbooks. They're not actually giving us any knowledge. They're just making us completely mug up and just write for marks. Because I mean, that's how society is built, that marks are the essence of life, and only with marks you can get job, and only with job you can make money. But I feel that thinking is wrong, and I don't think marks mean a lot. And I really think that the syllabus should be catered towards things which are actually happening in the current period of time. I don't think I need to learn what happened in Europe in the 19th century, or what happened in Mesopotamia. I need to learn what's happening around me. There is not a single chapter in a textbook about any current events. Uh, Terrorism is a very prevalent thing nowadays, and there is nothing explaining terrorism. So one thing I'd like to change in school is, one, maybe the timetables should start later. Sleep is very important, maybe at 9 or 10. And the time we start, we should not suddenly change from one subject to another. Each subject should be related from one period to another. Each subject should be related to each other, or it really confuses your mind. Like going from maths to Hindi, history, all these subjects, they never stay in your head. And with the syllabus, I would like it to be updated every year, because it really tells us what current affairs is. And yeah, it'll just help you learn better. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much, Devdat. You put out a lot of points there, specifically catering that our current traditional education system, or the way the syllabus is made, needs a revamp, and it should cater to the generation of today. So thank you for sharing that with us. We'll go back, move to panelist number 1. So Mr. Babu, after hearing my other two panelists, I'm sure there's a lot of thinking going on, and especially in a country like India, we have a classroom of over 40 students sometimes, and mostly there's always a toxic competition atmosphere that is created among them. So how do you address the concerns about larger classroom sizes and unhealthy competition, because you send your children to a traditional school?
See, large classroom does not mean that it will turn toxic always. Toxic can happen in any form of group. So probably I'll take it as a larger group perspective. That is what I would like to do. So whenever you have a larger group, typically as a teacher, the person will try to address to the mid-average range of the skills. Typically, that's the way they follow. And there will be a group of people who will be above that skill set, and probably there are some other people who might be slightly struggling to understand that particular part of it. So you always find 3 groups in any classroom which are above, on, or below. So the needs for these 3 groups are typically different. So what as a teacher I can suggest that person to do is, if a person is not interacting much, you can probably motivate that group of people to ask more questions. And like you said, in case things are turning toxic, the teacher should intervene and kind of moderate things so that it is more, I would say, proactive and constructive. It should not be criticism. So anything that is constructive should be promoted. And probably the person can actually re-emphasize and even give some incentives for that kind of behavior. So that will help take out that toxic things. And also, if needed, the teacher can probably provide a separate time slot for people to come and interact in an event that they are not able to get what they want to do during that particular class hour. They probably can come and meet the teacher in a different time slot and discuss whatever additional things they want to discuss. So using these kind of techniques, probably you can handle the needs for the different groups and probably create a positive, conductive, friendly environment.
Thank you for sharing that. And you've really put out some important points there about how a teacher can change the atmosphere and the environment and make a student feel more comfortable and make it a more welcome environment. So thank you for sharing.
And probably I would like to add one more important point. We hate or love a subject because of the teacher. All subjects are actually good, but the real fact we hate is because of the person who might have taught, and that person failed to connect you with that particular subject. That is a role a teacher has to play. The teacher has to create your interest for the student in that particular thing. So that's one thing probably I would like to add. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Since we're kind of running short on time, my green card is already up. I hope we can keep the answers shorter, because I'm sure a lot of people want to. I have a lot more questions up, and I want everyone to know about what you think. So coming back to my second panelist, Ms. Devika, what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have when it comes to homeschooling? Like, as my panelist number one said before, that he thinks that it takes away the social interaction aspect of it. So I'm sure there must be multiple other myths behind it. So how do you approach these assumptions?
Yes, one is the social myth that they don't get to interact with people. It's actually the reverse, like I mentioned earlier, because they get to meet with a variety of ages, variety of kinds of people, because you're, practically outside most of the time, or you're interacting in the real world most of the time. Because that's where we want our child to have experience in knowing how to talk to other people, not just the same peer age all the time. That they have a lot of friends whether it's in the building or their own other homeschooling friends and other school friends and other classes, activity, blah blah blah. But here I'm talking about intergenerational, bonds that they can develop. It's not necessary that they have to make friends with the same age group. That's one thing. And most schools don't allow, children of one standard to talk to another child of another one. So that's one thing which I had experienced in my school. The other thing is that, yes, that we are low behind. Maybe we have some, I don't know, learning difficulties. Yes, that's possible. There are children with learning difficulties in both sides, school children as well as homeschool children. But they have that impression that our child is way behind or something, or we can't keep up, or we have to keep up. For us, the very concept of wanting to keep up with somebody else itself is not there. Understand? We meet our child where they are currently and work with them over there. When we come to the need of having to prove themselves in their 12th standard or whatever it is, that time we will see how things go. But from what I can understand so far, they pick up very easily. They are, they are Homo sapiens. We are Homo sapiens because we have intelligence and we have to let them use it. Unfortunately, in the school system, what happens is the textbook, oh my God, I cannot explain what kind of, the textbook is outdated. I think Devdutt would agree with me. Most textbooks are outdated. The syllabus is outdated. We don't know who those authors are. There is not just one way of learning in the classroom. There are so many other ways of learning. There are auditory learners, there are visual learners, there are sensorial learners. We are so diverse. There's nothing called a neurotypical child. Children are so diverse in the way they learn different things. And in a school system, it's unfortunately, impractical to do that because you have 40 children there of so many different kinds of tastes and ideas in their head. How is one teacher going to go and cater to all of them independently? That's where I feel there's a big failure of the school system. In fact, it's an experiment that was done during the Industrial Revolution because they wanted women and children to be engaged in industrial work, and also the future generations to be trained. So if you look at this, how the school system works with their uniforms and their timetables, it's more catered to an industrial work, which doesn't actually happen anymore. So this is why reason why I think it is outdated. And our children are not really behind, or they are where they are. That's where the system designed them to be. When they have to learn, or when there's a need for them to learn, they will definitely learn because they know how to learn now, because they have practiced how to learn now. They don't have everything written down to them in the blackboard that they have to take down. They don't have exam pressure. They're not tested. They're not experimented upon. So they are free. They are almost like free birds. So if you see a homeschool child, there's a distinct difference between a school child and a homeschool child in the way they behave, because they don't have these pressures. They're not scrutinized every minute. You can't even look out of the window in a classroom. Whereas here, my child hears an aeroplane coming. He runs out to the balcony and he's examining what's going on over there. Which aircraft is it? Where is it going? So many things, so many beautiful things. Yeah. Or, there's a garden out there. He wants to get a fresh breath of air. He can run out and do whatever he wants over there. And everything is a learning experience. Not all learning is on the blackboard or on the textbooks or between notebooks. Learning happens everywhere.
Thank you so much. And carrying the very same thought of the learning happens outside a textbook, my next question is to my panelists three. So Devda, in your opinion, what role do you think, standardized testing, just like board exams in 10th and 12th grade, how do these actually affect your learning experience and those around you? Do you think it's time for traditional schools and normal schools to change the way they test their students on their knowledge?
Testing is essential. I mean, it shows you how good you are in a particular field, but the things we are tested on, I don't think it makes any sense. So I have an exam tomorrow, which is of Hindi, and I like to quote from my portion. So there is some in creative writing, we are expected to learn how to write an email in Hindi. So we have to learn the format, but that's something which will never help you in real life. In school, I've never learned anything about taxes. How do I get a job? How do I cook? How do I survive in life? So after school, when I go to a hostel, I don't know how to do my laundry. I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to make my bed proper. Nothing. So I would feel like school, when school curriculum changes, the examination should be made on things which helps you in real life, not something which may help you in a job, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you for those creative examples, and you made us most of us think on like what we learn in our almost 14 years of formal education. Is it like how much are we actually using, right? Now this is my last round of questions for my panelists, and soon we will open the floor to audience for their questions. So again, coming back to my panelist number one. So what do you think are the most critical skills and experiences that you have gained or that your children have gained since both of you have gone to traditional schools, and that may actually not be easily replicated in a homeschool setting?
I probably reiterate to my social connect part. So that is one. And second thing, I get chance to work with different teachers of different skills and background. So probably variety is what I get in a traditional school. So I get to interact with different subjects and probably then select something that I like to do and go for higher studies and all. Otherwise, if I sometimes I feel if I start with a very narrow-minded things, I may miss out some other things because I've never explored it. So that's my thought process, Devi. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My yellow card is up, so I have like 10 minutes to wrap up even the Q&A round. So I'm so sorry, my panelists number 2 and 3, if we can quickly wrap the next few questions up. My next question is to Ms. Devika. So homeschooling basically needs you to have a customized curriculum. So could you tell me how you design your child's educational path and how you meet his needs and interests?
Okay, I'll go that quick. We don't have a fixed curriculum because, as I said, every subject, everything has nuances which our child, or any our child would want. So let's say my child wants to learn about a particular subject, deep learning. Let's say it's about I don't know, ancient Egypt, let's say. So what we would do is we would run down. We have, of course, we have internet as a rescue system. So we find out what all is there. I know what kind of books he likes. He loves books that give, practical stories about really what happened. Maybe a little fiction stories about ancient Egypt, mythology, all that stuff. So I have a good reference library. So I use that and we read about it and we learn about it. And we learn about it. So once we learn about ancient Egypt, you're not only learning about history the way we did in school. We learn about their art, we learn about music, about science. We learn about the map, we learn about the geography of the place, the climate, what would have happened, who are the great archaeologists who are the Egyptologists. Can we speak to an Egyptologist? So I have the internet, I go connect myself to an Egyptologist and I ask them questions. My son gets to interact with them. If possible, we may have arrange a visit to Egypt sometime. If not Egypt, of course, maybe in some nearby place, if there is anything of 2000 BC. What are the things that they did? What is the metallurgy that they have used? What is the engineering skills that they have had? So many things that you can think about just one topic that, we had ancient Egypt, we go on for 6 months of studying everything about it. What are the games they played? What are the paintings that they had? What are the dams they built? How did they, how was their desert life? What was their music like? What are the instruments they used? We even played the most ancient game board called Senet, which the Egyptians had used to play, the pharaohs used to play there, because there's a painting of that Senet. So we learned how to do that. So that's how a curriculum is made. It's not very difficult at all. We learned how to draw, how they drew. We learned their perspective, or they used a different perspective, a two-dimensional perspective for drawing. We learned how to draw like that. So these are the practical things that we used when we were learning about ancient history. I'm just talking about one particular thing. The next few months would have been something else. So over and all, because we have a whole array of multi-dimensional learning methodology. When my son is a little more older, he would know how to approach a subject that he wants to learn about. So no curriculum. Thank you very much.
That's very interesting because I did traditional schooling, right? And all we had like maybe one chapter about Egyptians, and we just know, okay, the pyramid is one of the 7 wonders of the world. So this is a very, very interesting way to learn new things. And finally, my last question to Devdutt. So you said you have around 9 periods a day and you spend about 8 hours every day in school. So how do you balance your extracurriculars and hobbies that you said? You said you do drama and theater. Do you think it's manageable for most students since your school demands a lot of time and energy from you?
So school goes on for 8 hours, and then after school you can take travel 1 hour, and then maybe everyone needs a break, so you take an hour of break, and you need sleep, at least 8 hours of sleep. So on a daily basis, you're left with around 5 to 6 hours. Now, in these 5 to 6 hours, I would say, I would like to go play. I'd like to go do drama, but one problem in school is homework. So teachers give a lot of homework, and sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it takes more than 5 to 6 hours. It reduces my sleep. So it kind of messes up the whole cycle of going to school, coming back, doing homework. And I usually can't spare time on some days for my drama, my going down to play and socializing. So what I'd like school to do is genuinely put a limit on the amount of homework teachers can give, because I don't think doing 3-4 exercises of maths in 6 hours is gonna of some chapter like trigonometry is gonna help you to buy groceries, help you to cook, help you to do anything in life. Only if you're working in those fields, maybe. But I don't think doing all these exotic chapters in history, civics, doing their homework, wasting my time, not socializing, not being able to play, not being able to go to my classes is going to help me in the future. So I really hope that school can put some limit on homework and um, really help students manage their time. And school keeps talking about getting good sleep, but they are the main reason we don't get sleep. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And that's we've come to the end of the discussion with me and the panelists. We had a lot of thoughts and statements that were made. Now the floor is open to audience. Would anyone like to ask any of my panelists any questions? Yes, Toastmaster Lakshmi, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I've been keenly listening, and I must say I was almost about to drop off, and then I decided no, this is a very interesting topic, and I had to listen. This question is mainly to Devika and to Devdutt, because both of them have inspired me to think through this topic. Devika, what I wanted to understand from you is homeschooling, yes, to a certain age. But when it comes to a job profile later on in their life and they want to look at finding a job or something like that, most of these organizations these days look for some degree or, some marks or something. How is that? How are you taking care of that part?
Yeah. So our wonderful government, the central government in 1979 or 1980, if I'm not mistaken, started the open school system, which is a part of the NCRT. It follows a similar to the NCRT system, and they conduct exams for the 10th standard and the 12th standards. And the difference is that they recognize that if there are students who are good at sports or music or something that would take most of the time away from school, like if there is a student who's training for the Olympiads, he cannot his training schedule cannot match with the exam schedule, right? So very wisely the government has started the NCRT, which will have exams a couple of times a year. So the 10th standard exams will be hosted 2 or 3 times, I think it's 2 times, 2 times in a year. And you can select which exams you want to do at a particular time. So it's an open system, basically. That's what it means. So we have a 10th standard and a 12th standard certificates coming from there. It is exactly what your CBSE gives or ICSE gives. It's valid internationally everywhere. It's given by the government of India. So we are it's not that we don't have degrees just because we are homeschooled. So we are going without curriculum. When it comes to the 10th standard, most of the other homeschool parents who have had children who have passed out, they have done their 10th standard in with just 1 year of preparation, and they have done very well. Which again proves my point that you don't need this whole wasteful curriculum of 10 years of exams and blah blah blah, unit tests and homeworks and all that stuff. You can still, the children are able to keep up keep up with the other counterparts, school counterparts, and write the 10th standard and the 12th standard, pass out, get into medical or wherever they want. They can do exactly like any other school child. We are not left behind.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lakshmi. I hope Ms. Devika has answered it.
Absolutely. And Toastmaster Devayani, I might need Toastmaster Devika's contact to talk
Yes.
more. I have a zillion questions.
Oh, yeah, I'll surely send it over.
No problem.
We have time for one more question until the red card comes up. So would anyone else like to ask my panelists any questions? Toastmaster Devashish. Okay, Toastmaster Joane, yes.
Yeah. So end of the day, I feel like homeschooling, even if you do homeschooling, you're going to give your 10th or 12th, right? Now,
Yes.
in homeschooling, the parent is basically the teacher, or internet, all these resources are where you learn. But then how does the child get specialized education or specialized training that a teacher is supposed to give? Like, for example, I'm not good at math. I'm not good at all subjects. I may be good at one particular subject and I can spend some time with my child for that subject. But what about all the other subjects where I'm not good at? So how does a homeschooling parent take care of that aspect? Especially because in future, the child is anyways going to give a degree or diploma exam.
I understand that. Good question. The thing is, I'm telling you the truth. I am learning all those things that I have missed out in school. This is like a second opportunity for me. And I have found out that when I was given the reins to take over myself, I've been able to teach myself what I want to learn. And my child also does that. Children absolutely learn by themselves much better than being taught by somebody else. Now, there are doubts. They may be having questions like they don't know how to learn more or they don't have a resource for it. For everything, you can ask. I can ask any other teacher who's going to school, any neighbor or anybody on the internet. So many teachers are there. So many math, curriculums are there, or what do you say, Q math. All those kinds of things are there. I can turn to anybody and ask. I can ask any teacher around the world any question that I want if I have a doubt. And there are books to help you. There are so many things that can help you. So you don't restrict yourself to just one teacher. Like I said before, we don't. It's not a didactic system where I have a parent and a student sitting on the end of the tables and learning together. We are giving the child the independence to learn, and absolutely, when they have given the right to and freedom to learn by themselves, they do pick it up and learn. Trust me, that happens. And all the resources are there. I can avail of a tutor if I want, if the need arises. I don't see that, but if there is a parent who's not able to provide that help, hire that help. What's stopping you? A lot of school children go to tuitions. In fact, all school children go to school. So you cannot say that the school is a complete thing. Why do they need tuitions and the extra tuitions on top of tuitions, a tuition for that tuition? All that is going, right? So why can't you also we can also entail a tutor if you want to know something that we don't know.
Thank you for that. I hope Ms. Devika has answered your question, Joane. And that's it from me. Ms. Devika, can I share your contact with the Gabbys? I'm sure they have a lot more questions. I saw Toastmaster Abigail hand. So I will share her contact in the chat or on the WhatsApp group soon. All the questions can go there. And I hope everyone had a fun session here today. And remember, the key takeaway is that education is a journey and there is no single path to success. And what's most important is that we empower our children to learn, grow, and thrive the best way possible. And that's it from me today. I thank all my panelists, Mr. Babu, Ms. Devika, Devdutt. I thank you so much for coming here and giving us your thoughts on this wonderful topic. Yeah, that's it from Toastmaster Devayani today. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Yeah, thank you, Devayani Nair, Toastmaster Devayani Nair. It was an excellent panel discussion and very insightful learning. Now we will be going to our next segment, evaluation. Before that, I would like to say that we'll not have a voting for the speeches as we have icebreaker and pathbreaker speech. Our next segment is evaluation. Can I call the first evaluator, Gihan? Gihan, Toastmaster Gihan, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah. I'll be introducing you, Gihan. Gihan is an electrical engineer at Morogol Hydropower Project, CEB, Sri Lanka. In his free time, he enjoys badminton and gardening, while also deeply committed to welfare and charity work. Over to you, Toastmaster Gihan. Stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I think Toastmaster Monica is not here now, so I hope she will look the record. She will hear. Yeah. Okay. Then time, please start time now. Toastmaster Monica Ashwani was attempting her icebreaker speech on visionary communication. First of all, I would like to congratulate her for completing that project successfully. I will give 3 positive points as per my perception. Number 1, it was a well-organized speech. She was describing about how happiness came to her life, how she experienced to impromptu speaking as a decent speaker, and select the visionary communication part to master impromptu speaking. She explained about 3 red bills in her life. So there was good outline with good transition in between opening, body, and conclusion. Kudos on that. Number 2, she had precise voice modulation. Tone, speed, and volume was very good throughout the speech. So she could capture the audience interest. Kudos on that. Number 3, she had good language usage and good narration throughout the speech. So kudos on that. So to elevate her to the next level of public speaking, I will give 2 recommendations as well according to my perception. Number 1, give a conclusion by restating the main points given in the speech. She had a good close with an impact by saying, every moment is a chance to change your life to better or worse. But before saying that, if she could restate the facts discussed in the body so far as a summary, it would be great. So then number 2, effective use of eye contact. I felt that when she was talking, her eye was going here and there with unintentionally. It was not synchronized with the speech. So it was, if it was well synced with the speech, it would be great. So overall, the speech was well organized with good voice modulation. She had good language usage and narration. She could work on having good conclusion with effective eye contact. To challenge her, she could work to adjust the camera in proper position. I felt that it was very close to her body and most of her hand gestures not visible properly. So by saying that, I wish you all the best for upcoming speeches. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Gihan. A wonderful evaluation. Applause to you. Next, we'll be moving to the second evaluation. Karthik Venugopal will be evaluating Abigail speech. I'll be introducing Karthik. Karthik, a full stack developer at Travelpora, where he also shares his tech expertise as a trainer. He is a history and movie enthusiast who has a deep appreciation for storytelling and smoothing melodies of music. Karthik's unwavering commitment to self-improvement is truly commendable. Over to you, Toastmaster Karthik, to evaluate Abigail. Stage is yours.
Abigail, I request you to come on camera. Are you there? Abigail, you there?
Once again, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah. So Toastmaster Abigail, the Abigail way. So your speech title was the Krishnamurti way, but you delivered in your way. So what I liked about your speech is you told us the importance of how education should run, and also by making us think that how education should not be, like how you started saying that our education was a colonist education, wherein that type of education was producing a bunch of people who never questioned, but a clerical employee. I mean, so the colonist education type made us not to think much and not to question. And with that, you brought in the attitude, or you brought in the quality and individual, or an individual who pursues education should have, that he should have an questioning mindset. With that, with questioning mindset, our thinking improves. So that was your main theme about telling the importance of how an education should be. And you referenced this education way to one of the most profound educationalists at the most profound philosopher, that is Jiddu Krishnamurti, and I have seen his many of videos, and he's one of the best speakers I have seen, and one of the best philosophers, and he also brought in the touch of his thinking into your speech. Now coming to, this was about your content. Now coming to your delivery style. So what I liked your delivery style is you were fluent in speaking, you had a command over what you were saying, you had good hand gestures, you had good eye contact. So this was about your content, this was about your delivery, and this was your commendation. What all went good. Now coming to the recommendations. So mainly your purpose of the project was on introduction to vocal variety and body language, wherein you were expected to display a good body language and vocal variety. Now coming to the body language, as I said, you excelled at body language by showing your hand gestures, eye contact, and moving as per the speech, as per the emotions. Now coming to the voice modulation. So in voice modulation, what I felt is you were good with high pitch, wherein it was required, and you were good with that. But one recommendation I would like to give is, now when you said this sentence wherein one of the child called Anju came and said to her mother that I got the first prize in swimming competition, and there you could have used more of voice modulation. What? You won in swimming competition, the first prize, and what about studies? So this is the way you bring in the voice modulation. And after that, you could have also brought in the low pitch, which is again part of the vocal variety, wherein you could have brought in like Anju saying, have one swimming competition and you're talking about the studies. So this way you could have brought in even the low pitch. And one more recommendation, last recommendation, what I have is, for this project, it was recommended for you to stand and deliver the speech, wherein you could have displayed more of your body language, more of your voluntary movements. Voluntary movements are the movements which you make to make your speech effective. So I would recommend with your next speeches, stand and give the speech wherever the objective is required, like this speech. So overall, a good content, a good purpose of the speech, and good delivery. So have those recommendations and improve on with your next speech. Thank you, Abigail. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Karthik.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. It was a wonderful evaluation. A big applause to Toastmaster Karthik. Now we will be going to the third speaker evaluation. This will be evaluated by Priya Rathod. Priya Rathod, are you there?
Yes. Hi.
Yeah, you will be evaluating Preeti J. I think so. Preeti J is there. Okay, yeah, there. I'll be introducing you. Toastmaster Priya Rathod, a Bombay-based trainer and HR consultant, specialized in communication, soft skills, and behavioral training. She is also an NLP practitioner, storyteller, and positive psychology coach. Her love for public speaking began during her schools and college years. Priya is passionate nature lover, and additionally, she pursues Bharatanatyam as both a hobby and passion. Over to you, Toastmaster Priya Rathod.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay. TMOD Sanjay. Okay, and with that, my speaker today, Toastmaster Preeti. What an amazing topic. Your topic was the secret of human excellence. When you use words like secret, you're already triggering the curiosity of the audience further. Just because of your topic, you're able to win a little more attention span from the audience. How good is that? So you carefully chose your words and you tailor-made not just your topic name, but also your content. Because your content, there were excerpts of NLP, and NLP is my subject too, and my area of interest. So I was, all ears on it. I saw that you were very strong on your content, especially certain things that you said. They stayed with me because I had heard them earlier, and then it seemed like you reinforced them. You said that the key to our behavior is the state that we are in. And also things like the key to any transformation is in the awareness. I especially liked the pauses that you took in these meaningful sentences. is like an idea that was just to come, and you are giving an idea to the audience. So that was very well done. Now, coming to the objective that you had of the speech was about handling audience distractions. It seemed when the announcement was made by the TMOD that only the people who are supposed to speak would be able to, which means that you had done your homework already and you had chosen the people who will intercept in between. So that was very well done. It was like you pre-planned your speech very well. So great. Let us see what we can do to take this to the next level. Now, there are certain moments that you have had, though I would say that it was carefully thought about who is going to intervene where. While they did so, I heard you using the word but quite a few times. Now let's see what we can do if we have to replace the word but. People say that you could use however, but I would like to give you a better option, and that is and. When you say and, you align yourself with the speaker and you just go with and. So someone says that I would like to do this, and you say, yes, that's very good, and this, and then you start with your thing. So it doesn't even look like a contradiction, just the addition of the word and. Also, I would say that there were certain moments where I felt that, yes, the member in the audience was talking, and so you might have made few things like, okay, that's really nice, you wanting to watch cricket, so you might leave the meeting and you might start watching cricket. So that was, of course, at a very friendly and a healthy note. However, we could see that let's look at how we can avoid something like that. Okay, so what you could do is that if anybody is speaking on something that you don't want to, and you want to bring them to the same vibrational frequency as yours, so you could use things like blend in their objection into your speech. Like someone says that, it's cricket season and we are sitting in this meeting, and then you could say, yes, exactly, it is cricket season. So think about what entices anybody. It's the state in which a person has so much of joyfulness. That's exactly what we are talking about when we discuss states. And you can somehow marry their objection into your speech and bring that into one thing. I know that I'm up with time, but let me tell you, you know how to handle objections very well, and you're able to manage the audience. And to top it all, if all that was not enough, your indelible smile and your good body language makes you a wonderful speaker. Wish you all the best for your future speeches. Thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, excellent evaluation, Priya, Toastmaster Priya, and kudos to you, and applause, big applause. Now we'll be moving to the fifth speaker. It will be evaluated by Toastmaster Shrilakshi H. Toastmaster Shrilakshi H, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you will be evaluating Devashish Parmar. Now I will be Devashish Parmar. Are you there? Yeah. I'll be introducing Shrilakshi Hegde. Shrilakshi Hegde is a certified image consultant and a soft skill trainer by profession. She has completed 2 paths in her Toastmaster journey. She is the founder of Imagetic Image Consulting Services and has trained more than 4,000 students. Over to you, Toastmaster Shrilakshi Hegde. Yeah.
Congratulations, my target speaker, Devashish Parmar, for delivering a successful speech on connecting with storytelling. What a topic you have selected to deliver a storytelling speech. It connected very well with the audience. I know this is the story, very devotional, very emotional story that most of us, not only me, everyone were here, grown up hearing it from our grandparents, great grandparents about Varanasi, that once in lifetime we should visit Varanasi, or you should die there, we'll attend moksha. That is very, I went to my nostalgia memories that I was hearing from grandparents. It's a fantastic selection of the topic, Devashish. I loved your speech. It's a great story, a great storytelling. I must say you are a great storyteller. You started story with the history of Varanasi, everything. It was great. you explained more about Varanasi. I felt I had visited a little bit of Varanasi. That kind of impact you had made while delivering about Varanasi. And you had a great vocal. Now coming to your speech, you had a great vocal variety. You had very comfortable in front of audience. You had a good posture, body language. You were standing and delivering your speech. It was fantastic. Even for great speeches, every speeches there is a scope of improvement, isn't it? For every speeches, we can take your great heights. I felt as it's a storytelling, you should have added a little curiosity in your story. Something like you had a little bit interactive with the audience. Like, do you know any places in the you heard about any places that you should visit once in a lifetime? This kind of, have you heard of certain places? Anything like that you could have added in between. It would have been a little bit of interactive audience. Could have involved audience in it. That would have been more impactful. And I felt in between, while another point I noticed that while between, I felt you are losing connect while delivering your story. I felt it's because of lack of rehearsal. Next time, whenever you are delivering your speech, please rehearse 2 to 3 times so that we'll deliver in front of audience confidently. That is only 2 recommendations. Overall, it's a great, excellent speech and wonderful selection of the topic and the story. Congratulations on completing your project. Looking forward for hearing your more speeches. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Shrilakshi. Excellent evaluation, and kudos to you, and applause. Now we'll be moving to the other evaluation. Toastmaster Akshay Singh, are you there? Toastmaster Akshay Singh.
You're not audible. DTM Akshay, you're not audible. Still not audible. I think DTM Akshay is saying, can you move it forward? He'll get back with the technical.
Then we'll go to the last evaluation panel discussion, which will be evaluated by Toastmaster John Joseph. Yeah, I'll be Devayani Nair. Can you come on camera? Yeah. I'll be introducing John Joseph. John Joseph is a content writer and a passionate reader. He's an introvert who finds joy in conversation. She immerses herself in diverse music and language, while her free evenings are spent treasure hunting in vintage books and stationery stores. Hailing from Bombay, she cherishes the sunrise and sunset at the Marine Drive. Over to you, Toastmaster John Joseph.
Thank you, TMOD Sanjay. While you were introducing me, I realized I have to change my introduction. While her free evenings were spent in treasure hunting, now it's always spent in Toastmasters. Need to change that introduction. Thank you so much. Okay, let me start my evaluation. Devayani, I loved it. What a fantastic topic you brought in. Traditional schooling versus homeschooling. Such a contemporary and important topic and thought-provoking topic. So the first thing I think for any panel discussion is the topic itself. If the topic is interesting, then it doesn't matter wherever it goes, the audience is hooked. And it was so interesting, whether for the right reasons, wrong reasons, doesn't matter. Whether you agree to the discussion that's happening or you disagree to the discussion, doesn't matter. Because the topic was so good, I was glued to the screen full time. So congratulations on choosing a fantastic topic. The second thing that I loved about the whole panel discussion, brilliant idea of bringing in a student as a panelist. Very innovative. Very few people do that. You're talking and discussing about students, but always the panelist will be someone who's not a student. So brilliant, brilliant idea. I'll tell you, I have to give you like 100% for your that innovative thought of bringing a student. And I loved the discussion that the student brought into the panel discussion today. So love that. Now I can go on praising, but I think I need to give you some recommendations so that you can go to the next level when it comes to panel discussions. So there are 3 recommendations that I have to give you. See, the number one thing, when you're a moderator, you have to ask this question to yourself before the discussion starts. Who am I today? Who am I today? Today, you're a moderator. You're a diplomat. A moderator is like a diplomat. People don't think about it, but it's true. Okay. That means either every panelist on the group is your friend or every panelist is neutral. You don't care about any of them. So either you be friendly to everyone or you be neutral to everyone. And how does this reflect as a moderator? It's because of the questions that you ask. Now, for example, I'll tell you what I observed is you asked a lot of negative questions to the panelist 1, and you asked a lot of positive questions to panelists 2 and 3. For example, the first question you asked was, why should I send the child to a traditional school and not homeschool? To the panelist 1. The second question that you asked him was, larger classroom sizes are unhealthy and toxic. So how can you justify sending it to the larger classrooms? And the third question you asked was, critical skill and experience that the kids have got. Can you please tell something about it, right? But if you observe the questions that you asked to the second and third panelists were, how a day in your son's life looks like? Okay. Or what is the timetable of the day? Or you ask something like, biggest misconception that people have in homeschooling. So what happened was the second and the third panelists didn't have to justify their statements. They just had to give you information on what was happening. But the first panelist had to justify the fact that he is sending his child to the homeschooling. Okay, so that's the first thing. How you frame your questions actually shows your biases, right? And as a moderator, it's okay. Everybody has a bias. Even I have a bias. But as a moderator, I have to wear that mask of a diplomat and be very careful that my questions should not come out as a bias to anybody. Okay, and the best way to do that, I'll tell you, is bounce off the same question to all 3 panelists. You may ask one question which is critical to person, but bounce off the same so that all 3 of them are converging and discussing on the same idea rather than 3 different questions. The second thing is when you are deciding on whom to bring, if you have a very strong supporter for one side, ensure that you have a strong supporter for the other side also. Then it's a balanced panel discussion. We had a fantastic supporter of homeschooling. But I felt like the other side, traditional side, if you could have brought in a teacher, a principal, someone in the education system who could have stood up their stand and said, this is why I support traditional education, right? Then that would have been a very challenging and interesting discussion happening. I would have loved to hear that bouncing of the ideas. And my third and final recommendation, this is of the something called cutoff phrases. I don't know whether you've heard or not. Anybody who is going for panel discussion, moderation, TMOD role. If you're hosting a podcast, basically, you have to learn the art cutting of the speaker. Now, I know this sounds so negative, right? Like we are taught to be very engaging and encouraging. But as a moderator, your responsibility lies in ensuring that the questions are being answered and the discussion is not going off. So when you see somebody is going off the question, you can use a cutoff phrase like, whenever the person pauses for a breath, you can say, oh, wow, what an interesting thought. Thank you for that thought. But let me bring you back to this question. Or let me go to X with this next question. Cut off. You can simply say, that's a very interesting thought. I would like you to hold on to that thought and bring this question. Thank them, praise them, and stop and bring them. Overall, I love the topic, especially with the artificial intelligence coming in. I would have loved to hear more about that in the school discussions happening. I loved the fact that you brought in a student. Kudos to you for that innovative thought. Anybody next time does moderation, think of the fact that you're a diplomat, your idea should not come out. So think of how you're phrasing the questions and bounce off same questions to all the panelists. That would be amazing. Strong supporters or weak supporters, but they should be balanced. And third, don't be hesitant to cut off. Learn that art. That's something to learn, right? Cut off phrases, use them. Learn that art of stopping someone and bringing them back to topic. Great work. I really loved it. Thank you. And all the best, Devayani. Over to you, Timon.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joane.
Thank you, Joane.
I'm sorry I went off time.
Yeah, thank you, Joane. Excellent evaluation and kudos to you. Now we'll be moving to last evaluation. Akshay Singh, are you there? Toastmaster Akshay?
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah, you will be evaluating Samita, Toastmaster Samita. I'll be introducing Toastmaster Akshay Singh. Toastmaster Akshay is a distinguished Toastmaster, has over 4 years of active Toastmaster experience, holding various club roles and achieving notable titles. Akshay is recognized as a Toastmaster of the Year, a distinguished area director and the president. Beyond Toastmasters, he is a data engineer at IDFC. In his free time, Akshay loves playing cubes and global Toastmasters collaboration. Over to you, Toastmaster Akshay Singh, to evaluate Toastmaster Samita. Yeah.
Congratulations, Samita, on your remarkable journey as a Toastmaster and reflecting on your Eureka moments that has paved the way to this very moment. A happy evening to each and every one of you. Today, let me reflect on your reflection speech and highlight the points which I really love. The very first part, which is the reflective storytelling. You used chronology as pages of your diary and shared different instances which highlighted the Eureka moments of your Toastmaster journey. It was highly captivating to hear them from you. Second, the emotive delivery which you had. You used gestures, you used expressions, you moved around the stage, you had modulation, you went down, you went high, you variated in your tone, pitch, and it was in sync with the emotions which you felt in each of those instances. So kudos to you. Third, fulfilling connections in each step. I could connect, relate, because I started my Toastmaster journey in a very similar way, finding that very place where I can really practice and grow. You highlighted those and you said that these were the different Eureka moments I found or I discovered and how I finally pursued my journey. So well done. Toastmaster Samita, let me highlight now what are the areas which I want you to work upon. The very first, level the narrative. I felt the start of the speech went into too much of your discovery to the club, which is Gabbys. You could have leveled it by delving equally and a balanced approach. The journey to Toastmasters, the meeting roles, the speeches, the lengthy ones, the challenging ones, and how you mastered the art of presentation because you have chosen the path which is presentation master. The second, elevate the motivational elements. When you are presenter and presenting your reflection speech, I want to feel motivated. Learn from your challenges and your learnings so that I can maybe push myself on the journey as a Toastmaster, maybe push myself if I'm already stuck on level 1 or not willing to take up challenges and find my Eureka moment. Third, find those Eureka moments and capture them as a snapshot. A good presenter is someone who gives information, but towards the end, leaves with a snapshot of what has been presented or shared in your reflection. It can be a slide, it can be a short statement or an acronym as how I used it. Reflective storytelling, emotive delivery, fulfilling connections, level the narrative, elevate motivational elements, and capture those Eureka moments. Keep investing, Samita, because I know I could hear and see the strength you have as a presenter and a storyteller. Keep investing on your strengths, which is the emotive delivery, storytelling, and I'm sure incorporating the recommendations of leveling the narrative, ensuring there is elevating the motivational elements, and capturing that snapshot. I'm sure the next time you are giving a reflection speech, I could learn a lot more from you. Thank you, Toastmaster Samita. And once again, congratulations. Hope your evening is as memorable as it has been for me. Over to Toastmaster Sanjay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, DTM Akshay Singh. Wonderful evaluation and a big applause to you. Now, can I ask the timer Maanvi Kumar, Toastmaster Maanvi Kumar, to give the timer's report?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjay. I'll give the detailed timer report in the chat box. And for the pollings, I'll just notify the Techmaster that there are few disqualifications in the evaluation session. Toastmaster Karthik Venugopal, Toastmaster Priya R and Toastmaster Joane Joseph are not qualified. Others are qualified for the pollings. That was all from my side. Toastmaster Sanjay, the stage is all yours.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Maanvi Kumar. Can I ask the Zoom Master to launch the poll? Yeah. The poll is launched. Can vote for. In meantime, can we ask any guest or to give the feedback? Would like to give the feedback? Can I request the guest to give the feedback? Or any member to give the feedback?
Okay, I would like to talk. So first of all, thanks to everybody. Thanks to distinguished Toastmaster Akshay for taking up time, for taking up roles, and congratulations, Toastmaster Samita. Great to see you breaking the path with so much enthusiasm and also giving a lot of learnings to us and inspiration with your active participation. Thank you so much, and thank you all the role takers. Thank you for making up your time. I mean, it's already up to close for 3 hours, but still I see that passion in your eyes to learn and the greed of learning. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sanjay.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. I
You
would
can
like
announce
to.
you can announce the result. It's already time up. Yeah, I'll send you the result.
Yeah. I would like to thank all the role takers and each and every member of team members working behind the screen, the speakers, the evaluators, and audience for making this speech marathon a great success. Now I will be announcing the results. DTM Akshay Singh is the best evaluator of the day. Yeah. Can I ask him to come on the camera? If it's possible. Yeah. Congratulations, Akshay Singh. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
With this, we'll be concluding our meeting, and I joined the meeting, and we'll be having the meeting on the coming Saturday.
Thank you all. Thank you, John. I mean, that evaluation was too good. I mean, if I'm attempting my panel discussion, I will again see your evaluation. It was too good. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely a few points to take for every moderator.
Yeah. And
I'm apologizing right now to Devayani. I'm like, if I was a little too critical.